Hi, I'm Cheryl Flynn, and I'm here with Martin Ulisse Imports, and the wonderful Chef Shockley is joining me. And I've got Captain Jay Reining. That's a huge title.
Thank you.
And you're from the Coast Guard.
I'm a retired Coast Guard captain. I used to be the Coast Guard captain of port here in Corpus Christi back in the early 90s. I retired from the Coast Guard in 1994. Worked for the city as first assistant city attorney for a number of years, retired from that about a year and a half ago, and been traveling around the world ever since.
Wonderful. That's what retiring is all about, right? Traveling.
That's right.
Well, Chef, you're gonna get a treat. He's the best. In my mind, and I'm a terrible cook, but that says nothing. You are the best in my mind. So, tell us what we're doing today.
We're going to make a Ciopinno, which is a seafood stew, and we're going to throw the rule book out the window today because everybody says white wine with fish, red wine with meat. We're going to make a seafood stew using a red wine. We're going to use our Martin Ulisse Signature. It is a Montepulciano, which is the grape. And it's the main grape from the Abruzzi region, and that is due east of Rome on the Adriatic Sea. These grapes are grown by family members of Chris and Martin that live there. They make the wine at the local co-op and bring it in. But this one's kind of unique because it's aged for 18 months in the French barriques. So it's got a nice oaky flavor to it. It's almost like a Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a delightful red wine, and we're going to make a seafood stew with it. Like I said, it's kind of throwing out the rule book, which I think is kind of fun sometimes when you're cooking.
And we call this the Big Monty because this is the family wine. This is Grandpa's wine. This is a man's wine. It's got a bold, spicy taste, right?
Yes. This is the one that Chrissy first brought into this country, and it was the wine that her grandfather made, and she went over there to visit them and said, I love this wine. We need to bring it to the United States so I can share it with the people in America. So this is the Martin Ulisse Signature. It's got a great body to it. It's got fruit on the front end, oakiness to it.
Very nice.
It's a very, very nice wine. And we're going to pair it today with a Ciopinno. I'm going to take a skillet here, and I'm going to start off with some olive oil, a little bit of celery, onions, carrots, some bell pepper. I'm going to add some shrimp, some mussels, some clam juice, make a nice seafood stew. I'm going to use the red wine in there to give a little bit of richness to it. We'll let it cook, and I think it's going to go very nicely with this red wine. So.
And you said this is kind of like a family stew because it's really your own, throw out the rule book, let's do it our way.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that celery, onions, and carrots, that's kind of like a signature piece for a lot of your spices.
Well, you know, in the culinary world we call it mirepoix, and so it's kind of a classic beginning for most dishes. And you can add something, the bell pepper is almost like adding almost a New Orleans touch to it. So this is going to be a little bit of everything in there, and but these give it a nice depth of flavor to start with. And you just start layering those flavors in there, and we'll see what happens. So you can tell us a little bit what you have going on.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
you've got an event coming.
We have the event. This is the 40th anniversary of the Corpus Christi International Seaman Center. And basically the Seaman Center was established here in Corpus Christi to basically take care of the merchant seamen on the ships that visit Corpus Christi. Most people in Corpus Christi don't realize the Port of Corpus Christi is the 5th largest port in the United States in tonnage. We have lots of ships, lots of barges come in and out, both American flag and a lot of foreign flag vessels. And basically, the Seaman Center provides sort of a home away from home for the seamen who are in Corpus Christi for a day to maybe 2 or 3 days, generally, while the ship's either loading or unloading their cargoes. Basically, we have a series of chaplains who actually go and visit every ship every day that they're in port to provide for the morale and
so to give them a little bit comfort when they
give them
come
comfort. Plus, we also invite them to the Seaman Center, which is there at Heritage Park on Mesquite Street. You can tell the Seaman Center because we've got the big anchor out in front.
It's one of my favorite places.
At the corner of Fitzgerald and Mesquite. And so we have, pool tables, ping pong tables, bars. In the old days, we used to have actually telephone booths where the seamen could come and call home. Well, that was replaced by phone cards, and now it's,
You got technology
taking over. So we do have, room with a bunch of computers so the seamen can come in and use the internet communicate with their families there at home. We also do a service, actually it also helps the economy in Corpus Christi. The merchant seamen, when they come to town, love to go shopping at the big box stores. Walmart, Best Buy, the malls. So we run a couple of vans and basically we pick them up, drop them off, pick them back up, take them back to the ship or take them to the Seaman Center. And so
That's right, they don't have transportation.
That's
so-
one of the services we provide to make them feel more at home here in Corpus Christi and make sure it's a safe sort of family type environment. And of course, this is our 40th anniversary, and of course, like all nonprofits, the Seaman Center keep needing sources of money to help pay for things. You know, we've in the past used to do bingo, and that paid a lot of money for over the years, but that sort of stopped being as effective a fundraiser.
You know what? I'm going to get my group of girls into bingo because I hear that's kind of a fun, where it's at type thing. to do
There's a
now.
lot of work to it for the return, but you know, so we do things. But we're having a big 40th anniversary party on December the 11th at the Ortiz Center there at the Port of Corpus Christi.
Which is beautiful because you can see
It-
the water. It's such
It's
a
right
great
there,
place.
right there underneath the harbor bridge. It's really a beautiful place at night. You can see the ships coming in and out. It's a very nice place to have an event. And what we're doing for our 40th anniversary, we've got a very special guest speaker coming to this event. We have Captain Richard Phillips. If you remember Captain Phillips, they made a movie about Captain Phillips that Tom Hanks starred as
Yes.
Captain Phillips.
When the pirates took his ship.
Yeah, the Somali pirates took over the Maersk, Alabama, that Captain Phillips was the master of. And of course, very dramatic turn of events. Most of the crew actually got hid away in a hidden compartment on the Maersk, but Captain Phillips and a couple other folks got actually seized by the pirates, and they had to be rescued by the U.S. Navy, and particularly some members of one of the SEAL teams, and I don't even remember which SEAL team number it is, but most of the time you're not supposed to know because it's really classified. But you know, they basically put an end to it, made some fantastic, unbelievable shots
Right.
from moving vessels at small bobbing lifeboats, and actually rescued Captain Phillips and a couple of the other crew members.
And most
so-
of those ships are not easy to move in either, right?
Well, I mean, they, of course, the pirates use, you know, just sort of little fishing boats, and of course, the Maersk is a, you know, large ship going, you know,
Which brave for the pirates, right?
brave for the pilot. You know, it's a tough life on their part, but it's also tough on all the merchant seamen who have to go through there. I know we recently were on a cruise in that part of the world, and you know, we weren't allowed to go out on our balconies, and you couldn't have lights on, and they actually had armed guards on board the ship and everything like that. So, you know, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to hear Captain Phillips tell his story firsthand, and we're looking forward to it. But we hope a lot of folks will come out and support the Seaman Center and come hear Captain Phillips, and we sure look forward to having you all come and spend the night with us. It'll be a great night celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Seaman Center.
And I think it's always good because when you talk to somebody who's actually been in an event compared to a movie, sometimes the movies mistake or move things around, where he's probably got the legit total climax and scary part. All right, Chef, we're still cooking?
Yep. So we have our shrimp, our mussels, we have scallops, we have some fish in here. We've got the red wine in here, a little bit of clam juice. Should be ready to go, good to go. I'm gonna serve with just a little bit of toast points on top. Let me get you each a bowl here.
And we're breaking the rules because we used it with a red
With the
wine,
red wine.
instead
Normally
of
it's
a
made
white.
with white wine and fennel. This one's gonna be a little bit different version of it, but I think you'll enjoy it.
Excited about eating a seafood stew.
It's,
I'm really getting into the seafood kick right now, especially when we live by the coast. You can't really go
we
wrong
have so
with
much great seafood here that you can get nice and fresh. And it's so good for you. Light and healthy.
And now we just have
Have a little bit of warm ciabatta. We'll put this right on top. You can kind of soak up the juice with the ciabatta and manja manja.
All right, well, let's give it a little whirl. Jay, I'm going to give you a fork.
Okay, I'm going to stick some of that in to soak up.
shrimp first.
I'm going to go for a little of the mahi-mahi. That's right, mahi-mahi.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
That is so
It's
good.
hot. And it's kind of fun to break the rules with the red wine and the seafood, but
I got really excited about tasting
Yes.
the wine after the fish to see, and it's different, but it's still really good.
as I've said many times, you've heard me say before, if you enjoy the wine and you enjoy the food, it goes together. Break the rules, don't worry about white wine with chicken and red wine with meat. If you like the wine, you like the...
Oh, this wine goes fantastically with this. This is good.
All right, Jay, give me one more touch on the big event that's coming. Tell me the date.
It's December the 11th. It's going to be at the Ortiz Center. It's the 40th anniversary of the Seaman Center celebration, featuring Captain Richard Phillips.
Which is a home away from home for all of our,
It's a home away for home for the merchant seamen who basically helped make Corpus Christi the major port that it is.
well, thank you, Martin Ulisse, and thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Go to
Pleasure,
the
guys.
event. Go check out the story that's going to be told at that event.
Yes.
Cheers.
Okay, cheers.